So I saw the new Knives Out mystery, Wake Up Dead Man, and as someone who absolutely adores Knives Out and was disappointed by Glass Onion, this is a lot closer to Knives Out for me than it is Glass Onion. But at the same time, this film feels distinctly different than the three. I feel like Knives Out is a very comfy, cozy watch, whereas Glass Onion is very shiny, very polished, very posh. And Wake Up Dead Man is a lot more grittier, gothic, and dirty. Knives Out movies are notorious at this point for having incredibly stacked casts of all the great actors working today, and I think this ensemble might be my favorite collection of actors in a movie. Josh O'Connor might be one of my favorite actors working today. I love Kaylee Spaney, but I think in terms of the ensemble cast performances, I think this might be the weakest of the trilogy because that entire ensemble, all these great actors, aren't utilized at the same level as Knives Out and Glass Onion. This is much more a Josh O'Connor, Daniel Craig duo of a movie. And that's just part of the mix that makes this feel distinctly different than the other two movies, which I think is very welcomed in a series that I would be happy to see Rian Johnson crank out a new Knives Out mystery every single year for the rest of time, but he keeps making them fresh, and this feels a lot different than the other two, especially with how the narrative unfolds and how much longer I feel like it takes to get into the mystery than the other two do. You really get to sit with Josh O'Connor's character and his relationship with Josh Brolin before any of the chaos of these Knives Out mysteries really unfolds. And I think it's really effective in adding a new layer into this mystery as opposed to a typical Clue style whodunit. I think because of that though, once all the chaos goes down and you have to find out who actually is the killer, I think it might feel a little bit rushed to some viewers, but for me, the style of this movie and how much it was just between Josh O'Connor and Daniel Craig is something I really appreciated. And Rian Johnson in this movie is swinging for the fences multiple times. There are multiple moments in this movie that he goes for something that he never even really touches in the previous two movies, and I think more often than not, it completely lands. A movie that every single minute I was watching, I was like, I'm really liking this. I don't think there was ever a moment I was like, wow, I'm in love with this movie, but it is one that I saw several days ago at this point, and I keep thinking about it, and I can't wait for it to drop on Netflix so I can rewatch it again, because these movies are just so cozy and fun, and Glass Onion's a movie that after watching it, never really cared to revisit. Knives Out is a movie I revisit often. This one's in the category of a movie that I'll be happy to revisit over and over again. So if you're a fan of the Knives Out movies so far, you should definitely be excited for Wake Up Dead Man, and I just hope more of these movies keep coming out because they are so much fun.